For millions of Americans relying on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits, the long-awaited announcement has finally arrived. On the 20th of September 2025, the federal government officially confirmed a significant raise for all Social Security recipients starting in January 2026. The new cost of living adjustment, often referred to as the COLA, has been locked in at 3.4%. While that may sound small on paper, it represents a meaningful boost for retirees, disabled Americans, and veterans who have spent months struggling under rising prices for essentials like groceries, housing, and healthcare. For someone receiving $1,800 per month, this increase means about $61 more each month, or $732 more per year. For a household depending on both SSI and SSDI, the difference could help cover medications, winter heating bills, or much-needed repairs that have been postponed for too long. The announcement comes after the Bureau of Labor Statistics released its final inflation data for the third quarter of 2025, showing that while inflation has cooled compared to the highs of 2022, everyday costs remain stubbornly elevated. The Social Security Administration used that data to calculate the official COLA figure, which was then reviewed and approved by the President and the Department of the Treasury. According to official documents released on the same day, the adjustment will take effect automatically for payments issued in January 2026, though recipients of SSI will see their increase 1 month earlier, in December 2025. This timing ensures no delay in distribution and marks one of the few years in which the system is running smoothly and on schedule. For retirees who have been vocal about the widening gap between benefit increases and real inflation, this news brings both relief and skepticism. Many recall how in 2023, the COLA of 8.7% felt like a lifeline, only to be consumed quickly by rising rents, food prices, and higher Medicare Part B premiums. This year's increase, though smaller, is designed to reflect a more stable economy. Still, retirees living on fixed incomes say every dollar counts. Take, for instance, a retired postal worker in Ohio receiving $2,200 a month in benefits. Her check will now grow to about $2,274, providing enough to finally refill a prescription that was skipped in previous months due to cost concerns. Stories like hers echo across the nation, especially in states where energy bills and property taxes have climbed sharply over the past year. The COLA affects not just retirees, but also nearly 9 million disabled Americans on SSDI and over 7 million low-income individuals on SSI. Veterans receiving VA disability compensation will also see an identical increase, as Congress has already passed legislation ensuring that VA benefits mirror Social Security's annual adjustments. For a veteran rated at 100% disability, receiving $4,100 per month, the new raise will add about $139 monthly. That extra amount may help cover groceries or fuel costs, which have risen steadily through the summer. The Department of Veterans Affairs confirmed that the updated payment schedules will be published before the first week of December 2025, ensuring beneficiaries know exactly when to expect the higher payments. Medicare also plays a major role in determining how much of the raise beneficiaries will actually feel in their pockets. While the COLA increases gross benefits, higher Medicare Part B premiums can offset that gain. Early projections from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services suggest that the 2026 Part B premium could rise by around $9 per month, bringing it close to $178. For many, that means the net increase will still be positive, but slightly smaller than the full COLA amount. However, for those on Medicaid or other assistance programs where the state covers their premium, the full benefit increase will remain intact, making it particularly beneficial for lower-income seniors. This raise also reflects broader changes in the economy. The Federal Reserve's latest reports show wages have grown modestly while inflation pressures are easing, but essentials like utilities, housing, and medical services remain expensive for older Americans. The Senior Citizens League, a nonpartisan advocacy group, has warned that over the past 2 decades, the buying power of Social Security has fallen by nearly 40% due to rising costs not fully captured by the standard inflation index. This has sparked renewed calls in Congress to adopt the CPIE, an index specifically designed to track inflation for the elderly, focusing more heavily on healthcare and prescription drugs. Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle have voiced support for reviewing this proposal in the coming year, meaning the way future COLAs are calculated could change significantly. The SSA has also announced that all recipients will receive official COLA notices in their online My Social Security accounts by the first week of December, with mailed letters following shortly after. These notices will show the exact dollar amount of the new benefit, along with details about any Medicare deductions. The administration encourages all beneficiaries to review these letters carefully, especially those who receive payments through representative payees or direct deposits to joint accounts. Scams tend to rise sharply during this period, with criminals sending fake COLA emails or texts promising faster payments in exchange for personal information. The agency reminds everyone that they will never contact beneficiaries through text messages or ask for banking details via email. Beyond the numbers, this raise holds emotional weight for millions who depend on their monthly check not just as income, but as a lifeline. It represents decades of work, sacrifice, and contribution. For a retired couple in Florida living on $3,000 per month, the extra $102 per month may not seem monumental, but it could mean a few more fresh groceries, an occasional dinner out, or a cushion against an unexpected medical bill. For those on SSI, where the maximum benefit for an individual is currently $943 per month, the increase will add about $32 monthly, offering just enough to cover an overdue utility payment. For the most vulnerable Americans, that margin of relief is deeply personal. Economic analysts are already forecasting what the next few years might bring. If inflation continues to moderate, future COLAs could return to the more typical range of 2 to 2.5% annually. But for now, this 3.4% increase is being viewed as a much-needed step forward. It provides a psychological boost as well, signaling that the system is still responsive to the financial pressures facing seniors. Many advocacy groups, including AARP and the National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare, have praised the announcement but continue to push for broader reforms, such as higher minimum benefits, reduced taxation on Social Security income, and protection of the trust funds beyond the projected depletion year of 2035. Speaking of the trust funds, the latest report from the Social Security Board of Trustees, released in April 2025, indicates that while the combined funds remain stable for now, they could be depleted by the mid-2030s if no changes are made. However, even in that scenario, the system would still be able to pay roughly 77% of scheduled benefits from ongoing payroll tax revenue. Lawmakers have introduced several proposals to strengthen the system, including adjusting payroll tax caps and modestly increasing contributions from higher earners. These discussions are expected to intensify heading into the 2026 election year, as retirement security continues to be one of the most important issues for voters over 50. For those receiving VA, SSI, or SSDI payments, the increase also interacts with state-level programs. In several states, higher federal benefits can slightly reduce the amount of state supplemental payments. Beneficiaries are encouraged to check their state's Department of Human Services website or contact local offices to confirm if their supplemental aid will adjust automatically. Still, the federal government has assured that no one will lose Medicaid eligibility due to the COLA alone, as special protections are in place to prevent that from happening. The coming months will be filled with questions and calculations as recipients check their updated benefit statements and plan their budgets for the new year. Financial counselors often recommend using at least part of the increase to pay down small debts or build a small emergency fund, especially for seniors living paycheck to paycheck.
Even a few $100s saved over a year can make a major difference in avoiding high-interest credit card debt or payday loans.
The Social Security Administration has also continued to expand its outreach through local offices and online webinars, helping people understand their benefit statements and avoid misinformation circulating on social media. This official raise is more than just a policy update. It's a reflection of the nation's commitment to those who built its economy, defended its freedom, and continue to contribute in their communities. Whether it's a veteran in Texas, a widow in Michigan, or a retired teacher in California, every recipient shares the same hope that their benefits remain strong, fair, and sufficient to live with dignity.